Yes, good afternoon. My name is Lucy Ochocki. I'm with West Hartford and Farmington Continuing Education. And what I have is my monthly show with West Hartford Community Television. It is called Tour by Design. And this is the show I am taking in August for September viewing. And I really have very much enjoyed working for the town. I've been with the town for over 23 years, coordinating day trips for the adult ed program. And what I do is I call what I do a tour by design because I really enjoy travel and I enjoy working with the continuing ed program here in town and in Farmington and putting these trips together for you. And I wanted to go over the fall. Today is August 15th. And our catalogs will be going out to the house. By the time this is seen by you, your catalogs will have already been sent to your house. However, I will go over the schedule for the fall for you so that you would have some nitty-gritty information about some terrific trips that we have coming up with continuing ed. Registration will be ongoing by the time you get this, so you'll be ready to just jump in when you see this program. So, the first trip I have coming up in the fall is on September 30th. This is a great trip that I did last year for continuing ed, and it is the Garlic Festival in Hudson River Valley. And what it is a day trip to this wonderful festival where they have garlic farmers coming from all over, and they offer all sorts of varieties of wonderful garlic products. Fresh garlics you can buy, like the wonderful German hardneck garlic, which is some of the best garlic you will ever have probably in your life. And we spend most of the day there, so you can enjoy garlic popcorn, garlic fries, garlic mashed potatoes, garlic pepperoni, everything. And there's a lot of products to take home. There are bands that are playing of various types, and we have a really enjoyable day in Hudson River Valley. It's a beautiful pre-fall foliage trip. And we have a really great time, so you can come home with bagfulls of wonderful garlic products. And at the end of the day, what we do is we take a really nice 2-hour cruise on the Hudson River, and is a really peaceful and serene ride amongst some of the beautiful historic sites in that area. And we have a narrated guide on the boat who will tell you all about the area, all about the homes and the people who have lived there. So that is the first trip I have coming up, and you can register with either continuing ed in West Hartford or Farmington for this trip. And the next trip I have after that is October 6th. We're going to take a ride on the Berkshire Railroad. We're going to take a day trip up to the North Adams area, Mount Greylock area, which is a gorgeous part of upper Massachusetts. And we're going to spend the day having a nice ride on the railroad. And also we're going to visit a nice little pub and have some lunch, and lunch is included in your meal and your trip price. So we will enjoy that. And that is again on October 6th. It is a Saturday. And the next trip I have coming up after that is a trip to the 9/11 Museum in New York City. The museum and memorial. We have time tickets to enter the museum. And we will spend the day educating ourselves about that day, and the museum puts on an excellent program of memorializing what happened on that really historic day, and you'll have a chance to visit the memorial outside. The memorial is really a wonderful visit to honor those who perished that day and to memorialize what happened on that particular day. There are tours you can take that day. There are volunteers who experienced 9/11 who can take you around. There are original artifacts, original videos, mementos. There are friends and family videos to share information about those folks. And it is a trip that we've been taking since the museum opened. And we usually have a very full bus. There's also a lot of great interest in that area. There's also the King's Chapel nearby, which was not hurt at all during that day, and also the Trinity Church, which is down on Broadway. And they have also visitation that you can have that day, and their history is ongoing to this day. The place, the area has been revitalized, renewed. There's a lot of new stores, restaurants, shops. There's a new mall that came up nearby. So it's a thriving, vibrant area that is still being rebuilt. So it is well worth a trip to Lower Manhattan. And I give you a lot of great information about the sites that may happen to be visited that day. So please come with us on that day. On October 26th, we'll be visiting the Hudson River one more time for the Vanderbilt Museum, which is right in Hyde Park. Frederick Vanderbilt was a Vanderbilt who was a self-made man. He did not inherit money. And so his history is interesting, and the Vanderbilt Mansion has been renovated the last year. They spent almost the entire year renovating it, so you'll see a refreshed, renewed Vanderbilt Mansion. We have a self-guided tour in the morning, and they will visit the Culinary Institute of America, which is one of my favorite meals anywhere. We've been going to the CIA for a lot of years to have lunch at various restaurants. And the Culinary Institute of America is the most prestigious cooking school in America. And it is on a beautiful campus overlooking the Hudson River. It was formerly a Jesuit monastery. It is a beautiful campus, and the students, actually one of their final projects is serving meals at the restaurant. So you're part of their student experience, their student life, and we will be visiting the American Bounty restaurant, which is the American seasonal restaurant. We have a very nice menu planned for you. You can call the program for the specifics. You will really enjoy the meal at the CIA. And we enjoy very much going back to visit every single fall, and it's a beautiful fall foliage trip, so please come with us. You will have a chance to visit the grounds and the gardens at the Vanderbilt and have a nice lunch. So it's a very nice day, very serene place, gorgeous place to visit, and I think you'll enjoy it so much. And the next trip I have after the CIA and Vanderbilt is one of my favorite activities, which is the Metropolitan Opera in New York City. We'll be visiting Carmen. Carmen is the first opera I ever saw, and it really got me hooked on opera and is very enjoyable. Georges Bizet's Carmen is amongst the most popular operas ever recorded, ever made, and we have a full bus with both West Hartford and Farmington, which means that if you're interested in this trip, there is presently a wait list. However, I wanted to share information about the wait list with you, in that if there is a wait list with either town and there is an opening, they call you right away to register you. So you may get on the wait list, and if there is an opening, you can certainly come. I'm thrilled that the bus is full already. We will be offering more operas in the future in 2019, so you can look out online or you can look in future catalogs for that. We usually give you a lot of notice for any opera that we offer, so you can look for it in the future in 2019. So we'll enjoy the opera. There's time on your own for having a bite to eat before the opera, and then we leave almost right after the opera, so they'll give you an opportunity to see a little bit of Columbus area in New York, maybe do a little shopping before, but definitely have time for time on your own. So please put your name on the wait list for that, and to look forward to future operas. On November 10th, we will be visiting the New York City Union Square Green Market. I call this trip a further foodie find because it's my second foodie trip that I've offered with the program. And what it entails is a trip to the largest, best, and oldest green market in New York City. And there are producers from 6 states that come to the green market every single day. And what we do is you go on a busy, hustling Saturday, and some of the top chefs in the city send their folks to pick up produce, and there are a myriad of products that you can pick up. There's produce, there's fish, meat, vegan products, organic products. There is wine from all parts of New York. And there is just a great atmosphere of learning, sharing, sampling at this green market. We take an extensive time at the green market. If you are a cook, if you are an aspiring cook, this is a great place to pick up your fall vegetables and pick up. What I do is I go to this wonderful stand called Roth, which specializes in root vegetables, and I pick up my Thanksgiving vegetables here. So this is a great place to visit. Some of the farmers have been coming to this green market for about 35 years that it's been open. So they're really regulars. You can depend on them being there with the best produce possible, great prices. If there are vegetables that you've never heard of, you will find them here. You will find the best, freshest products here. So please, if you're a cook, you will enjoy this. Then after we finish with the green market, what we do is we go over to Little Italy in Chinatown. And what I do is I go to this wonderful store called DiPaolo's, which has been there for about 4 generations. These are businesses I love, the 4 generations, been in the family businesses. And the DiPaolo's have been feeding New York City for a lot of years. And they have a wonderful store right on Grand Street, which is the heart of Little Italy. And they have the wonderful selection of Italian cheeses. They have the prosciutto. They have the wonderful soppressata. They have prepared foods, fresh pasta, fresh bread. They have olive oil from every region of Italy, and they have vinegars, balsamic vinegars, special products like special old vinegars that you can pick up. This is the store that you want to pick up your Italian products. This is also a store that has a wine store attached, which you can have a nice wine sampling from Italy on that particular day. And also there's a great store on Canal Street called Kaman, which has Asian products. This is the Asian store of Chinatown. It has products from all over Asia, from Japan, China, Thailand, Vietnam. It has a really great selection of prepared foods and anything that you need, housewares, cookware. I think it's like the biggest Asian store on the East Coast. So if you're looking for Asian products, this is a place. And also I share with you some great restaurants nearby that you can have some nice lunch, both in Little Italy and nearby. You're very close to the Lower East Side, so if you have a hankering for pastrami, you can go over to Katz's to have that. There's also a great deli that opened some years back, which has wonderful Montreal smoked meats. It's a fantastic place nearby. And also there's a great donut shop on Grand Street called the Donut Plant, which has the best donuts in the world. And so I share great information like that. There's also a Spanish grocery store nearby on Broome Street, which has imported products from Spain, which has a wonderful tapas bar and back, which is a nice stop. They have wonderful sampling at this store. It's called D'Espagna. That is one that you could spend some serious time in and really enjoy Spanish products. And also there is on Spring Street a pizzeria called Lombardi's, which is purported to be the first pizzeria in New York City, and they have a great following and a great crowd that comes every single day to enjoy their thin crust New York style pizza. So you can have a nice pizza lunch, or you can have a fancier meal. There's all sorts of products and all sorts of restaurants for every pocketbook. So whatever your pocketbook is, it's a fantastic trip. So I'll give you some great trips on Further Foodie. I come back with bagfuls and really enjoy everything we buy that day. So please do come. That's one of my favorites. And the next trip we have after that is there is a mall about an hour from Manhattan called the Woodbury Common, which is, I consider, one of the best malls, outlets around. And they have, this is Black Friday, and we will definitely shop till we drop this day. We'll leave at a fairly early amount of time to get there. The stores, I believe, are open 24 hours from Thanksgiving. They did last year. We'll be there bright and early in the morning, and you can shop till you drop. There are the Neiman Marcus Last Call, there's Crate and Barrel, there's Off Saks, but then there's a lot of stores which there's one designer outlet. This is where it is. So you have some of the best products, some of the best clothing, and good buys on Black Friday. So if you are a shopper, if you wanted to get a little head start on your Christmas shopping, your Hanukkah shopping, this is a great place to spend the day, and you really have a lot of fun. We ran this trip years ago and had a very nice group of folks who really enjoyed all the stores that were there, and they really have a great selection of great buys here, and really good high quality merchandise here at Woodbury Common. So please come, because I'd really love to have some folks who love to shop come with me. That will be a lot of fun that day. It'll be good. On the last two trips we have coming up at the end of the year that we are able to register for. Every semester I do a day on your own, and on Saturday, the December 1st, will be the New York City on your own, and this is something that fills up very quickly. So if you're interested in visiting the city during the holiday season, this is a great trip to come, because we come back at a later time. We come back at 9 o'clock. And that allows you, if you'd like to see the museums, visit friends or family, if you'd like to visit Radio City, go to a Broadway show, enjoy a meal after the show. This is the trip to go on, and we leave. This is the busiest shopping day in Manhattan in the year, and it is insanely busy, insanely crowded, but we come back every year safe and sound, which is great. And I give you a lot of information on things that are going on in the city, anything new that's happened. We'd have two stops on this trip. We visit the Metropolitan Museum to drop you off there. You can visit the museum that day, the Upper East Side. We head up Fifth Avenue and then drop you off at Rockefeller Center. This is our second stop. Two stops on this trip that will situate you very nicely in the areas that you would really like to visit. So come on this trip and register early. See the wonderful holiday Christmas tree at the holiday tree at Rockefeller Center. Take a tour of Rockefeller Center. It is an amazing complex. It was built during the Depression. It has wonderful murals. It has a wonderful tour of Rockefeller Center. And you can visit also down the street is the New York City Library on Fifth Avenue and 41st Street. They have a wonderful architectural tour on Saturdays. You may visit Central Park, which has, the Metropolitan Museum is right in the middle of Central Park. And what they have is the New York City has a Central Park Conservancy, which has wonderful tours on Saturday. So if you want to spend some time in a place that is just, it's magical during the holiday season. It's beautiful. There are flea markets nearby. There are craft fairs both in Columbus Circle, and there are craft fairs at Bryant Park. There is one near the Grand Central Station. There's one down in Soho. There are lots of places that you can pick up some wonderful holiday shopping items. And I'll share information about the New York City Historical Society is right on Central Park West, which has a wonderful program. You can visit MoMA in Rockefeller Center. You can also visit the museums. The Fifth Avenue area, as you drive up, is basically Museum Mile. There's the Guggenheim, the Modern Art Museum. There's the Museum of the City of New York. There's the Jewish Museum. There's El Museo del Barrio. There's also the Frick Collection, which is very visitable on that day. And the Frick is interesting because Frick is number 2 in command to Andrew Carnegie. And he was a self-educated, self-made man who traveled the world and used his wealth to build his wonderful museum, which is very enjoyable today. So you can also visit that on that particular day. But I encourage you to come to visit the Broadway show. There's a lot going on with the Broadway shows, and there's a lot of new openings in the fall, and you would really have the time necessary on this day to visit. So please do come. And the last trip we have coming up with this year is Radio City, and this is my 20th year of a wonderful trip to Radio City. You will see Santa, you'll see the nativity scene at the end, you'll see the Rock and Rockettes. They have a wonderful show. We have a 2 p.m. performance. We leave early, so it gives you a chance to have a little bit of lunch before, visit the Rockefeller Center area for the holiday tree. You can also visit some of the museums nearby. The MoMA is nearby, Radio City. You can visit that and just enjoy the city and enjoy the hustle of the holiday season on Radio City trip. So you can also take a tour, and there are regular tours at Radio City where the Rockettes take you around and visit. You can visit the observatory in the 70th floor of Radio City. You can take a tour of the NBC studios, which I have offered in previous years. So there's a lot in that area that you can enjoy, and I also share with you some wonderful restaurants nearby that you can visit during the time on your own. So make it really an enjoyable trip. That's my last one of the year. So I wanted to also share some nitty-gritty information about registration. There is a number you can call for registration. It is 860-561-6900. This will allow you to register over the phone with a credit card. You can send in a check. You can come in and pay in person to the office. It is in room 419 of Town Hall. It is the continuing ed office, and they are there from 8 to 4:30 Monday through Friday. You can also go online and create an account, which is whlifelearn.org, and this will allow you to do everything online. They're a very efficient operation. It's a very secure operation with the credit cards and the communications. You get a confirm, and when you register for the trip, you get a confirm about a week before the trip, so that will tell you when you are registered for what trip. So we leave from the commuter lot across the street from Target. If you're familiar with the West Farms area, we've been using this as our pickup and drop off, and it's very convenient from whichever area you're coming from. It is a very safe, comfortable, familiar place for us to pick up and drop off for our trips. And we use a bus company which has 55 seats. They're very comfortable. It's a luxury motor coach with a bathroom. And we have professional drivers who drive us safely in and out of the city. So please feel free to call me with any questions you may have. My number is 860-414-1024, and my email is toursbydesign@gmail.com. You can email me with any questions that you have. You can call or text me on that number. The program will also field any questions that you have and refer them to me. So if you call them and have any sort of nitty-gritty question, you can certainly call them and they can answer questions. We are on a regular, constant comment and communication basis. So please feel free to call them. And also, the thing I wanted to also mention is that if you have a full bus with our program in West Hartford, they will refer you to Farmington Continuing Education. So when you register with us, you are also having the opportunity of coming if the bus is full. So please do not be discouraged if you call and the bus is full, because they communicate and they work together hand in hand to ensure a safe, comfortable trip for you. And I'm really very, very happy to offer these trips in the fall. We are now working on the catalog for 2019. We'll be offering more trips, so please stay tuned for future trip. We'll be having some new trips coming up in 2019. And if you have any suggestions about places you'd like to visit, I always get some really good suggestions about places to visit. And I'm always looking for new venues to take you. In the summertime, we visit Yankee Stadium for Red Sox Yankee games. We have events coming up like Tall Ships in Boston that are worth going to. We have anything that pops up that is worth going to. I've done chocolate shows in the past. If there is a great event that is coming up, we certainly can put together a trip for it. So keep the information coming to me, and I'd be happy to research and plan for future trips. And I appreciate very much the time and attention of the folks here at Community Television to offer this to you. So keep in touch with them, keep in touch with me. Again, the number to reach me is 860-414-1024, and the program is 860-561-6900. And with that, I bid you adieu until our next time. Thank you so much.